What's the worst compliment you've ever got? The worst compliment I got was when a Goodwill employee compared my lighter skin tone to his coworker who had a darker skin tone. He said he liked my skin tone over hers. In front of her. Not to mention, I was underage at the time. You look like your dad. Plot twist. You're female. Correct. You smell surprisingly good for your weight. High school math teacher told me I got the brains and my sibling 2 years older than me got the looks. I had a boss once tell me she couldn't tell if I was the smartest idiot or dumbest smart person she'd ever met. I'm not sure that was intended as a compliment. It's a toss-up between you know your ass isn't as flat as it used to be and you are not such a funny shape anymore, courtesy of two different aunts. I really never thought I had a flat ass or that I was a funny shape. No one like family to boost your self-esteem. A dude was opening up a topless bar in my small town. My grandma patted my thigh and said you'll be working there soon. I was 15. She didn't have any mental issues. Just a withered black heart. You're not ugly. You're just average looking. A solid 3. I'm 22 and that compliment when I was 17 still hurts. You're much more fun when you're drunk. Well thanks. Got it from most of my friends. They stopped saying it when I became open about having the genes of an alcoholic. One of my seniors once told me that I reminded him of his younger self. The problem is he is like the worst guy in my office. That hurt me. You don't sweat much for a fat girl. Not the worst, but the most recent. You look thin in photos. You remind me of my granddaughter. Except she's slim. And you've got quite a bit more weight on you. Thanks for sharing. Ma'am, do you have any coupons? I'm still really salty over it because I wasn't even overweight, not that that'd make it okay. OBV. But also I was having a RLY good time with whatever eating disorder BS and that didn't exactly help. Plus she just would not leave. I'm trying to ring up the next person and she's still telling me that if I dropped some weight I'd be just as pretty as her granddaughter? During my most recent date with my dude, he was holding my hand and looking at me and he said, "You're so pretty. You're just so pretty. Sometimes you hold your face in a way where you don't look so pretty. But you're pretty." Thanks. Man, I don't need to hear every thought you have about my face. In freshman year of college I went out to breakfast with a bunch of my friends. And the waiter was an overly chatty guy who was for some reason delighted to get a table full of college girls. I'm almost remembering him with an Italian accent? But this was an IHOP in Boston so I don't quite think so. When he came to take our order, he decided to go around the table singing our praises first. One by one it was beautiful eyes, great hair, gorgeous profile, elegant bone structure, for each of my friends. It was pretty uncomfortable already. And I must have been giving him quite an "Are you serious, dude?" look. Because when he got to me he kind of hesitated and said, very expressive face. Not aimed at me. But my friend picked me up while hugging me and my dad saw it and thought it was funny so told the family. And my grandma said she must be strong. Yikes. When I was a teenager, there was this girl who told me that my sister was beautiful and gorgeous. My quick reflex was to show a repulsed face. Not because I don't agree with her statement, just that I was sick of people telling me that she was pretty. I told her, "No, she's not. You should see her without any makeup on." She paused and looked at me. Now that I think about it, you do look like your sister. Took me years to understand. A student stopped me in the hall and said, "Did you know you look pretty sometimes?" Great. Thanks, kid. Someone said I looked gay because I'm always happy, so I guess it was nice they said I'm positive. Fellas, is it gay to experience joy? Damn girl, you'd be a 9 if you worked out. I had a similar one. Some pua dude tried to neg me by saying I was an 8. Bold move. Coming from a 3. You look fabulous for your age. Said by someone who I had been friends with for years. I have like 6 to 7 small moles on my face and before that had never really thought about them. I can't decide between these two. I wish I could be as cold as you sometimes. You're actually pretty for someone with your body type. Proud to say that both of these girls are no longer in my life. You have so much untapped potential. Random 60-year-old hippie woman to a 14-year-old me at a county fair. My dear, you have great childbearing hips. Then she walked away. When I was about 11/12. My mom said you look just like me when I was your age. Which made me feel so nice. My mom was super pretty. But then she continued. Of course I was the ugliest sibling and looked like a boy back then. Another time, when I announced my engagement, she said I'm so proud of you for finding the man of your dreams. I always hoped there was someone out there who could love you for you. My mom. Queen of hurtful backhanded compliments. Michael Jordan said to me thanks. At least you're good for something. He was a guest at our golf course on a very rainy day. If not for his scheduled visit, the course would have been shut down for the day. It was an absolute ghost town. His group started without him. When he arrived they loaded his bag onto the cart to meet up with his group. I was standing about 50 feet away minding my own business. He called me over and asked if he could have the towel I was holding. I replied of course Mr. Jordan. That's when I got the unwarranted compliment. Don't feel too bad. From the stories I've heard MJ is an asshole to everyone. You'd be really pretty if you weren't in a wheelchair. Thanks. Upon my now wife meeting my family for the first time, my mom doesn't have the best way of words. She said you guys look like brother and sister. We do a similar skin tone, eyes, and hair color. My stepdad shuffled her to the other room quickly. I made a banana cream pie for a dinner party. One of the guests said, "What an unusual pie. Did you use real bananas?" I see you as one of the guys so you'd never have to worry I'm gonna hit on you. I'm a female apprentice mechanic. I had this buddy who didn't have a lot of friends and I'd always invite her out to hang with mine. She kept doing some pretty f***ed up stuff and just made excuses when we talked about it, so I started distancing myself. Then she said she didn't wanna lose my friendship because I was a social doorway. I love introducing my friends to each other and it makes me so happy when they get on, become buddies independently from me. But hearing that that was all I was to her kinda bummed me out. I lost a bunch of weight, 140 pounds, and more than one person told me I had an amazing husband and it was true love because he married me when I was fat. That marriage lasted 6 years. Said to my husband and I in a dispensary. It's good to know people your age still have some fun. We're both 38. I lost some weight. Boyfriend said, "You're going from fat to chubby." That I had a face like everyone else. I've been mistaken for other people a couple of times, but when this drunk girl did it to me she told me I had one of those faces. She was like, "It's not a bad thing." But I don't know, being told you're not unique and just average, it felt pretty backhand. Hey, you lose weight. You aren't ugly anymore. I'm a 40-year-old paralyzed man and I get this compliment all the time. Aw man. If I were you I would have killed myself. I guess it's supposed to be a compliment about being in good spirits? Please do not offer compliments to people that are like this. Your eyes are so pretty when you cry. Keep crying. Yep. Had a boyfriend who had said this after making me cry. Needless to say he was an ex within minutes. After I got the best test score 100 plus if I remember correctly in the class, my friend goes, "Wow, I always thought of you as the stupid friend, but I guess I was wrong. I love your style. It's just so cool how you obviously don't care." I was wearing a lot of gray sweatshirts at the time. Girl at a party stopped me and was like, "Oh my god, you look just like my sister. Let me find a picture." And proceeded to show me a picture of a very overweight girl with a not so great looking face. She even called over a friend and was like, "Doesn't she look like this?" And the girls agreed. Gee, thanks y'all. Has your skin ever seen the light of day? I was half naked on a massage table so my coworkers could practice a body scrub treatment on me. My boss came into the room and said this, and her skin looked like a vintage leather handbag. Not sure if this is a compliment, but, "You're so quiet. Looks like you have autism. Out of all of your friends, you have the biggest dick and give the best oral. Could be worse if said by your father. Your acne isn't as bad as normal." My supervisor asked if I remembered the disco era. I was born in the late 80s. She thought I was alive in the 70s. I had an ex-girlfriend that was complaining to me about her overweight annoying cousins to me one day that were set to visit her the following weekend. She tells me, "I mean, these people are fat, even fatter than you. You are so good at firing people. I find your intelligence emasculating. You aren't ugly. Just kinda below average looking." I went to my neighbor's to babysit. The 5-year-old girl ran up to me when I got there and wrapped her arms around my legs. She looked up at me with a huge grin on her face and said so happily, "You have big, meaty, buffalo thighs." She meant it as a compliment, but damn, it cut deep. My mom's friend told me this. "Yours is the only huge nose that probably does not need plastic surgery." I still don't know how to feel about this. I look robust. I want to give you my HIV. You're pretty but not that pretty. Then this bitch proceeded to say everything that needs to change about me so that I would look prettier. I'm dating her ex-boyfriend that she still likes now, and I didn't have to change anything about myself. Screw that whore. You're almost as good at as my last boyfriend. And he was the best I've ever been with. Mid-sex. Weird that she thought that wouldn't turn me off. It was a compliment. I once had a girl tell me that I was better in bed than her previous boyfriend. Despite having a smaller penis, my brain almost shut down with cognitive dissonance while I was trying to figure out how to react to that. If you were a woman, then you would have been really sexy. That hat makes you look like a girl. Am I a pretty girl? Your teeth are a little yellow, but I like them. Sort of an ivory color. Then, you know, the color of teeth? You're really pretty. But you'd be beautiful if you just lost some weight. Your eyeballs always look so lubricated. I have watery eyes. Thank you, allergies.